Guys, gals, everything in between. Welcome back. It's been a while. Let's wait for a few more people to show up before we start on another discussion on the coronavirus, COVID-19. As it's not just China anymore, but there's plenty of other places that it's expanding and quick too. So give it 1 or 2 minutes. Wait for people to join up, and then we'll begin. It has been a while since since the last stream, about a week and a half. Just been busy trying to update with new videos daily. But they're few and far between lately, so we'll see what happens. Give it a few more minutes and then we'll begin. Hopefully the regulars come back. I'm sure there'll be a lot of new people as well. So if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to discuss it. We're all here to help each other. And let me know also if you guys can hear me, okay, if it's coming through clearly. Hey Tia, welcome back to the channel. You are a new moderator for me now, so welcome, and I'm sure you'll do a good job. You and Fanny now, tag team duo. At least the weather was okay today, eh, Tia? Today and yesterday wasn't so bad. Compared to during the week, and evenings were just freezing. So who else is here? Let's get the show on the road. We'll start off with the ridiculous numbers that B&O News, as I've been posting from, showing the amount of cases that are happening in and around, which is still on the total low side. Yeah, it was really nice all over for a refreshing change. But I think the weather's going to go back to reality during the week. All right, so let's pull up B&O News. See what the last update was from B&O News. As I said previously, they update about once an hour. The last one, since I refreshed it, was at 8:19, which was almost an hour ago. If I refresh it now, we'll get the latest numbers. So yeah, still 8:19. Total numbers, as usual, it still hasn't even reached 100,000 confirmed cases worldwide. And as we've discussed time and time again, it's got to be in the millions. So I don't know if you guys have been watching, other channels or other people talking, but there are some reputable people from China. There's one guy, I think his last name is Gao, G-U-O. He's now in New York, and he has a channel which I would definitely recommend you guys check out. And he talks about how the numbers are really, really skewed and nowhere close to what they're saying. Good evening, Fanny. Welcome. Mumphy from Australia. Good. I guess it would be morning still there or early afternoon. I think you're new here as well. I've never seen your name on here. So welcome to the channel, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button, all right? I'll say it nice and early, and I'll say it later on during the broadcast, but yeah, welcome to the channel, and hopefully you're here to stay. So as I was saying, yeah, the guy, Gao, I think is his last name, Guo, he has his channel on YouTube as well as other social media platforms, but he's talking about how the numbers are really, really not even close to what they're reporting, and he really has a problem with the CCP and everything to do with China. So I would recommend you guys do check him out as well. So yeah, 79,149 is the confirmed cases worldwide, reported on BNO News. Take it for what it's worth. 2471 fatalities, which again, I don't think is anywhere close to the realistic number. But of course, as expected, the most is in Hubei province with 2348. The next highest one would be other regions not posted on here, but the ones that are posted, Henan province has 19, followed by Heilongjiang province at 12, and then we got Anhui province at 6, as well as Chongqing. And as we see, as far as Beijing and Shanghai go, Beijing's only at 4 and Shanghai is only at 2. On my last stream, which like I said was about a week to a week and a half ago, we had Shanghai at 1. So apparently it's only went up 1 in a week and a half, if you guys can believe that, the number of deaths, I mean. Now, again, there's been numerous videos online of people on the ground already passed away, the hospitals filled with bodies. I cannot see these numbers being anywhere close to what they're showing even on BNO News. So, Muffi's at lunchtime. Yo, Mavad, you speak Chinese? Alex, I understand some of it. If you have any questions that, I know I do post some videos that are only in Chinese, and I don't translate them because I don't want to get anything wrong in them. Some of them have like a Wuhanese dialect, which is very, very hard to translate. So if it's regular Mandarin, I could definitely, translate that for you guys, as well as Cantonese. But if they're from a certain region or city like Wuhan, every city has their own dialect, and Wuhanese is very hard for me to try to translate. So I don't want to, say something that they said which they didn't. So that's the reason why I don't really say or translate much of the Chinese ones. You got to go with what I put in the topic, the title, as mainly that's what's happening in the video. So word for word, no, I can't put it on there. But I mean, you'll get the gist of it from the titles. So that's why I put them mainly as the titles. So let's see what else is going on here. And apparently I read on, I want to thank each and every one of you who did subscribe to me. I hit about 1,000 subs, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago maybe, and I haven't monetized the channel yet, even though I have way over 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers. But apparently now YouTube made a policy that anybody discussing or showing videos or even just discussing about coronavirus will have their videos demonetized. And I don't know if any of you were around when I first made the videos. I said that I wasn't even monetizing my videos anyway, so it wasn't about that for me. The only thing I ever did put up was, at the bottom of the video here, like there at the bottom, the scrolling, just saying if you guys want to donate or whatever. But again, I've never ever pushed it once to make money off this topic. What I don't understand is why YouTube would demonetize everybody. They were saying that, because there's a lot of fake news about it or whatever, but I don't really agree with it. People should be aware of what's going on. And my question is, I've noticed other small YouTubers, such as myself, they were monetized before, and now that they're making these coronavirus videos, are demonetized. The question I have is then why are some of the big news networks, as well as the late night talk shows, let's say, Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel or whoever, if they talk about coronavirus, it's okay, they're still monetized. So that doesn't make sense, does it? Why demonetize some but not demonetize others? Is this another, propaganda or something to the small YouTubers? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Of course, I don't really know. My question is, why some but not all? That's all. Let's see here. Alex, it's not letting me paste the video. If you want to send me a video or links or anything, yeah, just follow Tia or Fanny, the moderators. They'll tell you what to do. Just send me the email, and I can take a look at them, and then we can discuss it in another live stream, or I could post the videos if you guys want with your your credit to you guys or whatever. But yeah, the best thing to do is if you have any links, news stories, videos, pictures, whatever, best thing to do is email me them. Because yeah, I don't want to make this chat box all about people posting links and without being verified. It's just not healthy. Okay, and Brian says Miles Gao is who he referred to. Yet China cremated no less than 7,000 a day and has moved in industrial incinerators that burn 5 tons a day each. They sent 50 of these to Wuhan in first shipment. Yeah, Brian, so you see, you're agreeing with me then, right? There is no way the numbers are anywhere close to what they're telling us. Correct? Alex says, I was trying to figure out if the video I saw was true where they started freezing bank accounts in China. That was the one I posted yesterday. Apparently, they said that it might not be that they were all standing in front of a bank. They were standing in front of a police station complaining about banks freezing their accounts and the police freezing their accounts. So that video was in relation to their bank accounts being frozen. I was going to post a video, but it was just about to come on the live stream of a guy just throwing money away into the air while some guy was recording it, and the guy was saying in Chinese, "Look, I have all this money, and yet I can't even use it," and he was just throwing it away, like it's just paper in the end. So yeah, Tia, thank you for passing over the email address there. Brian says YouTube parent company is partner of CCP. That could be a reason. Okay, cool. I'm gonna send it. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, like I said, I will definitely check it out later on, for sure. 80 Krauser, welcome back. 80 Krauser says they demonetized the solar minimum people too, but they still put ads anyway and keep the money. Well, I don't know if you noticed, even on my videos, I did not put that WHO banner underneath every video I post. That's done automatically. I guess as soon as they see the keyword coronavirus anywhere in the title or tags, they put the banner of the WHO on my videos. Just to be clear, I did not put those on there, nor do I have any reason to put those on there. So yeah, that's all YouTube doing. Brian Wilson, I think 3 million dead is now even low. Yep, for sure. I totally agree with you. Alex, all right, I sent the email to your email. Yeah, I understand. Okay, yeah, so like I said, Alex, I will definitely check that out later. And Fanny just posted the website that I was just showing you guys as well, that BNO News website, the one that shows the breakdown. For what it's worth, let me put it back up here. Oh yeah, we didn't even read the outside of Asia, or China anyway. So as you see, other places, the case is 691 from the Diamond Princess, which was the cruise ship. 3 deaths on the ship. South Korea is bolted up to 7. They were the one that is next as far as getting hit hard. Korea and Italy And now also Iran is starting to show an advancement, unfortunately, in the wrong direction. Japan has one. I'm talking about deaths. Japan has one. Singapore still none, supposedly. Hong Kong 2. Again, take these numbers for what it's worth. All right, take it with a grain of salt, as they say. Italy 3, Thailand 0, States 0, Iran 8. So I think Italy is higher than 3, but anyway, Iran 8, Taiwan 1, and we have France at 1, Philippines at 1. They've been at 1 for a long time. 27 in total. Let's see what the notes are here. Japan, the total includes 4 asymptomatic cases, which are not included in the government's official count. It also includes 14 people who were evacuated from China. Well, why are they not in the government's official count? People are people, are they not? The 691 people from the Diamond Princess cruise ship are listed separately, and they're not included in the Japanese government's official count. Again, 380 were asymptomatic. 14 of them are U.S. citizens whose test results weren't known until they were taken off the ship. And some more information about the Diamond Princess. We'll read some articles shortly about the cases in Korea as well as Italy, but there are quite a few of them, and it's like I said, it's building hourly, which is crazy. 80 Krauser, I know. Alex says, oh, okay, thanks for clarifying it. No problem, Alex. Brian says, each Chinese person lives in profound debt, charging people 500 to 1,000 won for $5 of cheap vegetable, mandatory debt, people's social credit, seizing dead people's accounts, assets family can't use, not just for vegetables, but also masks. There were stories that the police were actually confiscating the masks that were being sent in to help the people in China, and they're selling them for 500 won for one, which I think it's about 8 yuan to $1 American. So that would be what? I don't know, maybe 50, 60 bucks for a mask. No, wait, 500 won is about $80, right? Is my math right here, guys? Iran doctors Farsi vid states it is bad in hospital infecting people as contaminated. There were some videos again. I just ran out of time. I was going to post some more from Iran. I posted one showing the empty streets. That was earlier today, this morning. It was from a city in Iran. I think it was called or QOM. But yeah, I posted that video. There was going to be other videos I was going to post from inside hospitals and the disaster that's going on in Iran. Italy, I just started posting some videos. South Korea, I posted a couple videos yesterday. Unfortunately, we're going in the wrong direction. I thought I was just going to be posting videos from inside China. Now it's spreading to Korea, Italy, Iran, and it's going to get worse before it gets any better. I'm just waiting for the day, unfortunately, of when I'm going to be posting videos from states in Canada. But I'm sure that's around the corner too. Tia says, I have a feeling that the WHO are going to soon declare this a pandemic and start stopping travel and or closing borders to try and contain this. They should have done that already. They should have done it a month ago when it first broke out. But the WHO is controlled also by the Chinese. So, well, not the Chinese, but the CCP in particular. As I stated earlier, Xi Jinping's wife has a lot to say regarding the WHO, as does he. But she actually does a lot of work for them, and that's one of the reasons why they have never said that this is full-blown serious situation. And that's another reason why I don't know, of all the companies they have to put, or organizations they have to put below the videos, is theirs on all my videos. But nothing I can do about it. It's not like I was mad enough that they demonetized all coronavirus videos. For me, I don't really care. Like I said, I never even tried to monetize them when I first started this conversation. But for other people, that there was a story, a Korean guy was doing reports from inside Wuhan, and he has over 600,000 subscribers, and he had it monetized. And then all of a sudden, he wakes up one morning, and without any real explanation, YouTube demonetized all his videos. So that must have really stung him, because I think that was basically his bread and butter. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing to make a living. Brian says, Mafia Red Cross early January was seizing supplies out of Wuhan hospitals. Stole 500 tons donated food. CCP wrote of Hubei long ago. Ensures all die and want fast. Policies spread virus, executing many. T.S. Beer says 1,000 yuan is 188 Canadian. So, okay, so yeah, if it was 500 yuan, then it would be about $95 just for one mask, which is crazy. And that's even if you can find them. So they were saying they're going to, jack up everything at least 10 times the amount. And that includes masks. Which was really a disgusting way to try to profit off of a disaster. A lot of people online were doing the same thing from different parts of the world, selling a mask for 10 times the amount, or gloves or sanitizer or whatever else. And then you wonder why the world's going mad. You see the videos about the people going crazy in China. Well, imagine everywhere else in the world if this happened, and people try to sell you something that's worth 1/10 of the price and charge you 10 times that amount. Of course people will go crazy. It's not fair to anybody, let alone the people that are boarded up in their own home and can't even get out of their house to buy food, even if they did have the money. So yeah, I'll post that video later on. I gotta see where it is again. That Chinese guy that was just throwing the money away, saying, "Look, I have all the money and everything, but what good is it? I can't buy anything with it," because he wasn't allowed to leave his house. Sulolo says, hello. Recently my coffee costs a lot on my budget. Espresso, I need it. Well, welcome, Sulolo, at 3:30 in the morning, I think it is there in Italy, right? Hopefully you're staying safe, as your country's getting hit hard as well, especially in the last 2 days, which is really sad. I know a lot of people in Italy that are suffering, and again, the video I posted of shopping malls looking like they're becoming deserted quick, so familiar. It was just a couple weeks ago I'm posting it from China, and now it's in Italy. It's going to be country to country pretty soon, unfortunately. And this is the reality of it. And still, I noticed yesterday, all the American newspapers, USA Today, New York Times, whatever else, every front page, not one mentioned anything about the coronavirus. You guys can check it out on your own time. Look up local newspapers if you're in the States. You'll see that none of them discuss anything to do with the coronavirus. Why? We're past the point of they don't want to, install fear into people or anything like that. It's way too late for that now. People should be afraid. This is reality. This is happening, and it's not slowing down. It's getting worse. Brian says, Cambodia Prime Minister, CCP, Xi puppet in Beijing with Xi when came out of hiding. Told take infected ship people, PR, no mask, shock every infected person infected Cambodia, Malaysia. Cambodia CCP gag order on vid. Didn't, was it from Cambodia or something? Wasn't there a prime minister? Someone got infected with the coronavirus? One of the big head honchos? I don't know if it was Cambodia or, I think it was Cambodia. I'm gonna check that out. I think it was Cambodia though. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to try to find an article on that, but I'm almost positive that it was definitely Cambodia. Let's pull it up here. Give me a sec. Cambodia coronavirus. Anyway, I'll try to find some more information on that. Sue Lolo says, thank you, Tia. Currently looks not good in Italy and looks like it will get worse. I try warning everyone I know about the virus. Still, some think I am overreacting. There's no way of anybody being able to overreact in a situation like this. And that's exactly why mainstream media doesn't post the information as they should. They don't want people to panic or fear. But as I said, I think it's already past that point. And I'm sure all you guys and gals here agree with me. As I said from the beginning, I don't know if you're new here or if you're rejoining me as always, but I said from the start, I'd rather have 20 or 30 people in the chat who are all in agreeing, with what's happening and not really wanting to follow mainstream media, as opposed to broadcasting on different platforms, having 2,000-3,000 viewers, and all of them just being, trolls and saying, you don't know what you're talking about or whatever. I've never once said, I'm a professional in this. We're all here to help each other. And that's the reason why I started these live streams from the start and showing you these videos. Never once have I said, I'm a brainiac in this department. I just want to show you from the other side, from the reality of what's really happening from inside the country, not from other parts of the world where they're not even allowed access into that country, i.e. China. All right, so Brian says, USA Industry Mortgage said, by early April, no way to hide from USA. People to supply stock inability for stores. Walmart, already some shortages. Well, Walmart, yeah, I mean, that's huge as far as China products go, right? I think 90 or 95% of the products that are in every Walmart, look at the tags, made in China. Laura Edwards, Laura, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Most around here in my area don't know what the virus is. If I say anything, what virus? Missouri. Oh, you're in Missouri. Well, they did change the name from coronavirus to COVID-19. I always stuck with coronavirus because that's what it was called in the beginning. COVID-19 sounds more like a bio name, a biolab kind of name, But yeah, I would just stick with coronavirus. Sue Lolo says, coronavirus is so powerful and more make itself look like a bioweapon. Great minds think alike. I just said that. Wow. Joseph says, distance yourself from those people immediately. Fanny is telling Sue Lolo, stay safe. Tia Laura says, that's crazy. It's a very well-known thing nowadays. Joseph says, Dr. Paul Cottrell is also on the front line of this. Time for a coffee. Thanks for the videos, too. Joseph, anytime. It's my pleasure. And I appreciate you being here as well. Sue Lolo, thank you, Fanny. I'll go shopping again later. Yeah, Sue Lolo, a lot of people are trying to stock up. And as I showed you in the videos, more and more countries are going to become shorter and shorter supplies, unfortunately. Jack, FMSN. I agree with you totally, Jack. I think you're new as well, right? Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe, okay? Also, if you guys have a quick second, don't forget to smash that like button. It would help out. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so, and make sure you hit that bell icon. You'll be notified every time I post a new video or a live stream. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, all right? Let's see. Brian says, shameless, irresponsible, thousands on port, no masks, nothing, and shake every hand, kisses, talking in face. Old infected USA woman kissed his right cheek. They infected Cambodia, planes, and Malaysia. People are still not prepared for what's happening and what's still to come, as far as in Asia goes. Laura Edwards says, I'm prepared here. That's the best thing you can do, Laura. Joseph says, George Soros, real last name is Schwartz. He has something to do with this virus being released. Joseph, Corona equals crown. Yeah, I knew that. Joseph, the devil virus. Well, no virus is good, of course, but this one is the worst one yet. I agree. Brian says, public fact, look up government DHS website. Walmart is a full DHS partner, even tied to continuity of government. Walmarts are all over China, works with CCP. So there are a lot of Walmarts in China? That I'm not sure. I know that I don't think there are any Walmarts in Italy, but I don't know as far as if there's Walmarts in China. I know there's Costco's and Ikeas and everything else. Walmart, I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let me know. Joseph says, you don't have to read that last comment. It's true, but unconfirmed. Yeah, I hear you. No worries. Jack says, already been subbed for a little while now. Good info, bro. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate your kind words. As always, we're always here to help each other, right? So that's what this channel is all about. Sulo says, in China, if a police officer died because of corona, government will pay 200,000 Chinese dollars each. If a doctor died, the government will pay 5,000. A local worker dies, nothing. Yeah, isn't that the problem with China? And unless something changes from the top, it will just continue to be the same old story. It's been like that for years, and it will never, ever change unless it changes from the top. That's just like any communist party. It'll never change. Look at North Korea. It's not going to change there either, right? Anything to do with communism will never change. It will not stop. How many years has been communist? Joseph says, liked and sub. Thank you very much, Joseph. Appreciate it. He also says, Walmart knew about the wet markets, and let it happen in China. Yes, there is. Wow. Well, then there you go. Sue Lolo, I am very lucky. I live in Italy. At least I have the human rights to have the service from the Italian government, and the Italian government won't hide the information. Yeah, that's one of the countries that'll tell you what's going on. But unfortunately, there's no way that even the government can stop this virus that's arrived there, right? So, but yeah, there's a little more rights in Italy than there is in China or other parts of the world, for sure. But yeah, I think the first person that died in Italy was a 78-year-old. And I heard that the most cases are in northern Italy, which is, quite a few in Venice, which is pretty close to my heart. But yeah, of all the places for this thing to happen, it's happening there. Angela Macaroni. Wow, if that's not an Italian-sounding name, I don't know what is. But new subscriber from Vancouver here. Thank you for your channel. Angela, I appreciate you, and I welcome you to the channel and to the live stream. As always, I value each and every one because all you guys so far, from what I've heard in the live chat as well as in the comments, of course, there's always one or two people that see things negatively as far as the videos go, but I do appreciate each and every one of you who are subscribed and continue to follow me and appreciate the videos that I do try to put out just to, as I said so many times before, help each other out. Hopefully we can try to find a way to solve this massive problem together. Joseph says, my source is Serpensa channel. He lived in China and also has some videos exposing the dog eating and the real China you do not want to see. The thing with the dog eating, it's not all of China, because I know, a few Chinese people who would never even think of eating that kind of stuff. You know, in the beginning when they showed the people eating the bats and mice and all that disgusting stuff, that's where you can have a problem with racism. Uh, People in Toronto that came from China or are Chinese here, we're getting a lot of racist remarks because they are Chinese and because the coronavirus started in China, but it's got nothing to do with the race. As I said, there are a lot of Chinese people who think that eating dogs and that kind of stuff, bats, is disgusting as well. So not all Chinese people um, are into that kind of thing. It's just like, it's like saying if there was a mass murderer in the States or in Canada or whatever country you're from, does that mean all white people are murderers? No, right? Or if there's a guy who likes eating fish, doesn't mean everybody likes eating fish that from that nationality. I mean, of course, we can make jokes. Oh, all Italians love pasta, or whatever, right? But to say that a disease started from a certain race, that's pretty racist. So that was the problem in Toronto, and I'm sure it was happening in different parts of the world. So we gotta be careful with that kind of thing. But yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Yeah, and Serpensa, I don't know, is he still in China? I watched some of his videos before, and that's when he was in China. I think he was with another guy, Lao Milk or something like that. Him and his friend used to ride around on motorcycles and travel through China, right? Different towns and cities. I think that's the same guy. Isn't he the one with the black suit and tie? He was wearing a suit and tie, I think, in most of his videos. I think that's the same guy. Sue Lolo says, I bought an empty spray bottle. I am going to put alcohol inside and spray at the door handles or surfaces that have been touched. Yeah, but are you going to do that wherever you go? Like even when you go out? Like you can do that on your car handle. You're going to do that if you go out for fast food or go, to the grocery store. Are you going to spray on every door that you come across? And what about when you go in an elevator? But I mean, it's a good idea. I'm just saying, what happens if you forget even one time? Angela says, I had to change my Ukrainian last name to try and somewhat hide who I am. Well, macaroni will do it for you. No way people are going to guess you're Ukrainian then. So good call. At least you're not like Angela Spaghetti or something. Sue Lolo says, I won't spray everywhere in my room. I won't make risk to fire. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just don't put a lighter anywhere beside whatever you're spraying either. Fanny says, I've seen his channel. Yeah, you're talking about Serpensa. Joseph says, thank you, cheers. You need to look at his new video. I am not racist, raccoons. No, I'm not saying you are racist. I'm saying that people in general, if they were saying that, if they eat certain things, then maybe all Chinese are the same, or, because one has the coronavirus, they might think that all Chinese have it. I'm not saying you in general. I'm just saying people all around. Angela says, you're right. It's more of a cultural, local thing. Brian says, proven that bat-eating chick was an old vid from Macau. Yeah, it probably was. But again, it's. I don't think it has anything to do with that anyway. We don't really know how it all started, right? There's, of course, many different theories, but to be 100% positive, we're not. Sulolo says, eating dogs not only happen in China, also happen in other countries. Just gave the rest Chinese a bad name. Well, even in Korea, a lot of Koreans eat dog. I knew one person that had no problem even admitting that they ate dog, and I said to them, well, you know what, that's disgusting, and they actually got upset because they said, well, you eat cow or pig or, so every country has their own thing. I don't know. You got to draw the line somewhere, but again, that's got nothing to do with the person and coronavirus. So kind of, comparing apples to oranges here. Joseph says, they say that the animals give the foods and drinks power, and when you eat them, you gain their power. That is what is happening within their culture. Could be true. Chevy Suck says, wait, saying all shootings is from white people is racist. Lots of black and brown mass shootings also. No, Chevy, I was just saying as an example. I was saying, okay, fine. So let's say, for example, a black person goes on a shooting rampage. Does that mean all black people are mass murderers? I was just giving an example. White, black, purple, green, whatever. I didn't mean anything by that. So let's see here. Joseph says Canada is a racist country. No, I don't agree with you, Joseph. But again, that's your comment. But you shouldn't think that way. You know, I'm not telling you to change your mind or whatever. But for your own health, I wouldn't bash people from a certain country and say that they're all racist. That's the mentality that I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't assume because one person from China has coronavirus that all Chinese people are bad because of this coronavirus. Same thing that you're saying. Why would you say that all Canadians are racist? That's not cool either. I'm Canadian. Tia's Canadian. I highly, 102% know for a fact we're not racist. So, Joseph, where are you from, if I may ask? Not for any reason, just curious. Jack says, any sly prepping suggestions? What do you mean by sly prepping? Joseph, I don't care what you say. Okay, I was just giving my opinion, Joseph. No worries. Brian, CCP propaganda to rush deflect from fact. Virus came from Wuhan T4 Biolab, which was run by UN, WHO, and CCP PLA, including Section 303. France-funded architecture. Pilar Arch says entering Pandora's box. Again, another very, very strong rumor about the biolab. Definitely, Brian. Sulolo says, I ordered lots of gloves, rubber gloves, when I'm going outside shopping. I wear rubber gloves and throwing it after shopping. Definitely, you can never be too safe, right? So that's a good call by you, Sulolo. Tia says, everywhere has racism, and it's sad and wrong, Joseph. Yep, that's exactly it, Tia. That's what I'm saying. Mumphy says, I think we are far too concerned about being politically correct at this current time. We need the actual facts. Jack says, I get called racist a lot more. Angela says, I'm vegan, so trying to imagine a dead animal giving me power is hard to comprehend. Yeah, I think that's just a cultural thing or something. Sulolo, I still saw people on the street walking without masks. I hope their family friends will warn them. Well, what if they can't get a mask because they either can't afford it or there's just none available? We don't know, right? Brian says, people also eat long pig. Prepare if you look that up, but it's fact and bigger than you think. Angela Macaroni says at Mom, yes, I agree. Everyone is so afraid of hurting people's feelings. You guys remember back in the 80s when we were able to watch stuff like Eddie Murphy and Andrew Dice Clay, and they used to bash every race, every nationality, and we all just thought of it as funny because they were all jokes. Now, everybody gets offended if you just look at them the wrong way. Never mind make a joke. You can't even make a joke anymore without the fear of maybe getting beat up or shot and killed. Buy Bitcoin. Hey, welcome, Buy Bitcoin. Welcome back. Fanny says, let's talk about the situation, not make it a race conversation. Exactly. I was just trying to say that let's not make it about race. This coronavirus has got nothing to do with the race, all right, of any race at all. Angela says, I've been all over Canada, and my partner is not white. He is sitting here saying the guy who calls Canada racist doesn't know what a real racist culture looks like. Angela, it's like I was saying, I'm also in Canada, and there's nothing to that what he said that all Canadians are racist. But anyways, let's move on from that. Forget all the racist talk. This isn't about a racist conversation. Just again, let's keep it to the coronavirus. And if you guys want to talk about other stuff, we can, but let's not jump into racist talk. That's not what we're here for, right? Trying to make each other all better, not put each other down or something. Jack says, unique tips to get by during an outbreak. Mumphy at Angela, absolutely agree. Jack, I meant any more, not a lot more, my bad. Brian Wilson says, RNA virus studied, proven, lab created. 4 inserts of 4 different HIV-1 on protein of aggressive alpha beta SARS MERS enveloped in a site amino acid residues PI value 10. Coronas on coronas. Brian, you're really up on all the technical things on this. How do you have so much information? How do you know so much information about this, if I may ask? But it's great that you're so educated in it. It's amazing. Thumbs up to you, my friend. Sue Lolo says, starting March 1st, the online of coronavirus stories from China will be less and less. The Chinese government will announce tougher laws about the anything connected to virus. I've noticed that it's already started because there isn't as many videos of people posting what's happening inside Wuhan as there was the first 2 weeks. It seems to be getting less and less, and I think they're really starting to clamp down on it, as Sue Lolo was saying. She's saying March 1st, but I think it's already started. There isn't that many videos as there was when it first came out. There was another story about that King, what was his name? Qin Kishi and Fan Bing. That Qin Kishi is another story in itself. I think he is part of the whole deal because he had thousands and thousands of subscribers on YouTube. He was preaching how the CCP is so bad and this and that, and then all of a sudden he went missing. He hasn't been posting anymore. So, of course, his best friend, who was I think an MMA fighter in China, came out and said that, oh, you know what the CCP are doing isn't right. His mother's really worried. His mother posted a video, and then what happens? 2 days ago, they released a statement saying, I don't know who they are, but there was a release stating that he will be released March 2nd. When did you ever hear of anybody ever getting taken away by the CCP and announcing a release date from them? That was the first I ever heard of it. So there was a few videos of these people who are preaching from inside China, then get taken away, and now all of a sudden there's a release date. So you'll be able to find out when he comes back. But that's a first that I've heard anyway. Okay, Laura says, my husband was always prepared for an emergency. Well, now's the time to be totally prepared, each and every one of you. Sue Lolo says, masks and gloves is a must. Sometimes gloves is more important in my mind because we use our hands to do lots of things and touch lots of things. You got to also worry about your eyes, especially if it gets airborne, right? Those are very, very, very delicate. Any little particle goes into your eyes and there's huge problems there. Brian Wilson, facilitates virus, HIST interactions, inserts on lab-created bioweapon virus 1, TNG TKT 2, HKN NKS 3, RSYL. You know what, Brian? It's best if you email me all this information because on the channel, I think it's going to be hard for people to understand, as well as myself. I'd have to look into this and then study it also, instead of just reading out all these, letters and numbers. But yeah, whatever information you have, I want to say, if you want to talk about it in the channel, maybe, for lack of a better word, dumb it down a bit. Like, don't use such quotes and letters and numbers combination kind of thing, because people won't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So try to dumb it down a bit in the channel anyway. And if you want to send me information about it, the technicalities of it, you can always email me, and one of the mods will give you the email address. Okay. Angela says, that's Sue Lolo. Thank you for the suggestion. Fanny says, I would make sure all meds are filled. Babies and pets needs food, etc. Yeah, the sooner you guys do that, the better, because you never know what tomorrow will bring, you know? Brian Wilson, geek August and lifelong researcher of many things. Sue Lolo, you are welcome, Angela. I wish all of us can be safe and sound after all. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody on this channel, that's what I'm talking about. Peace and love, each and every one of you. Brian Wilson, typo August equals oddest. Geek, oddest, and lifelong researcher of many things. Fanny says gloves are available, no masks. Yeah, masks have been out for months. Mumphy says, does anyone know what happened to Fang Bing? Last I heard, he got taken away, and that was it. I haven't heard of anything else other than that guy I said, Chen Qiushi Chen or whatever his name is. He'll be released on the 2nd of March, apparently. Sue Lolo, masks is very expensive now. No choice. I wash my hands, my face right away after I back home. Yeah, you can never do it enough, you know? It's never enough. The more, the better. Laura Edwards at Fanny. Yes, on meds after the hurricanes. I always have a year supply of meds. That's good on you, Laura, for sure. Brian Wilson says, Chen Qiushi, that's it. There was even a White House petition to free him. International community demanded to China to stop that. Yeah, I saw that petition. It was, I think they needed like 100,000 signatures or something. Fanny says, that's good, Laura. Brian, typo, hist equals host, H-O-S-T. Fanny, yeah, that's the email address. If you guys want to send me that, or Brian, if you want to send me that email with all that technicality there, send it to me. I'll look it over. mavakaga@gmail.com. Tia says, did you hear about the new case in Ontario? Whereabouts in Ontario and from today? Let me know. We can look it up together. Sue Lolo says, goggles. I have goggles. I don't know how to swim, but I have goggles. Man, maybe a long time ago, I believe I can learn how to swim. Anyways, I'm happy I have goggles. See, you never know what you need goggles for, even though you can't swim. Now, you don't even need them to swim, but you need them to protect yourself from something else. It's amazing how life works sometimes, eh? You buy goggles for swimming, and next thing you know, they could end up saving your life. It's amazing how things work in life sometimes. Brian, the virus RNA is fully broken down. That is where the manipulation inserts of the 4 HIV-1 viruses were inserted on SARS and MERS. As I said, Brian, you're very well up on this information. Mumphy says, I used to receive Fang Bin's Twitters. I have not heard from him after he was arrested. Yeah, I don't think we are going to hear from him. And nobody else will either. Once he's gone, you'll never know what really happened to him. I mean, think about it. If his family don't even know what happened to him, how are we going to know? The only ones that know are the ones that are going to do whatever they have to do to him to eliminate. Sue Lolo says, Fang Bin is in the jail in Wuhan, as I know. Not sure if it is true or not about Fang Bin. Yeah, we don't really know. Mumphy says, so sad. Brian Wilson says, unfortunately, fear Fang Bin is dead. CP lies and set date on Chen Qiushi release because with enough time can lie and say died if virus, not their execution. Yeah, that's a very good point, Brian. You know, give them some more time to do whatever you have to do. And March 2nd is still another more than a week away, right? So they can definitely come up with a new story. TSS Toronto, it's on BNO. Okay, let's check it out. So if it's from today, I'll refresh the page and we'll see what it says. All right, so let's go to BNO News. The last update was from 8/19. I'm going to refresh it right now and see if there's a new update. 946, 2471. I think it's the same number. So you said it's a new one in Toronto, right? So I guess if we scroll all the way to the bottom. Japan, Diamond Princess, North Korea, Iraq. Let's keep going. Timeline. 8:44. One new presumptive confirmed case in Ontario, Canada. All right, let's click on the source. Oh, it's Twitter, 680 News. So breaking news, Ontario Chief Medical Officer of Health has confirmed a new presumptive positive case of coronavirus in Toronto about 1 hour ago. Let's click on, oh, there's no comments yet on it. Let's click on this. .680news.com. Let's load up 680 News and find out what the latest is here. If you guys want to post more comments in the meantime, I'll read them as soon as we're done finding out what this story is. All right, so this was posted at last updated 6:59 p.m. almost exactly 3 hours ago. It says here, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health has confirmed a new presumptive positive case of coronavirus in Toronto. The province says the woman arrived in Canada from China on February 21 and presented at North York General Hospital Emergency Department with an intermittent cough that was improving. She was discharged and her protocols went into self-isolation. Confirmed today that she tested presumptive positive for COVID-19. The samples have been sent to Winnipeg for confirmation. The province says it's unlikely that the woman was infectious. I think it won't be determined until tomorrow, right? It usually takes about 24 hours or something. They always send the lab over to in Winnipeg. Given the individual's clinical assessment and history, there is a low risk that she was infectious. The individual followed all protocols and wore a mask throughout her travels back to Toronto, and since landing, the woman has had very limited exposure to other individuals. This marks the fourth case of coronavirus in Ontario. The three previous cases, a married couple from Toronto and a university student living in London, were all cleared last week by health officials following the two negative tests at least 24 hours apart. All had recently traveled to the region of China at the center of the global outbreak. So there's the fourth one. But again, it's presumptive. They won't confirm it until tomorrow sometime. But unfortunately, we don't hear of, numbers getting smaller, right? Anywhere. It just keeps growing and growing. Sue Lolo says, real person who has opinions on China government, they were in jail more than decades. I mean 10, 20, even more than 30 years. Their families kept quiet and they will know in their country. Yeah, because they don't have a choice, right? The family has to keep quiet or else they're going to end up the same way their other family member went, for sure. Brian says, plus CCP easily gets rid of waste of resources by killing those wrongfully in jail prisons. Yeah, I've never seen any country, even the South Korea that are having this problem now, the outbreak in numbers. I haven't seen any videos anywhere outside of China where they beating people up over this, quote unquote virus. When was the last time any of you ever in any country other than China seen somebody get their ass kicked over a virus? Those kind of videos show that this is not to do with the virus, but I think a reduction of the population. That's my opinion. I cannot believe people getting beat up because they have the virus or because they're not wearing a mask. There has been videos where people are wearing the mask and they're still getting beat up. How do we know the people that are locked inside their own homes don't have a mask on? We don't know. And then people saying, Oh, well, why are they allowed to video? Right? Why aren't the police stopping them from videoing? You notice almost all the videos you have the police also taking videos. Kind of weird, isn't it? So again, if you guys want to check out BNO News, Fanny posted the link to the BNO News website. Make sure you guys bookmark that. It's as good as you're going to get online anyway. Sue Lolo says Canada cannot escape from virus. No one country can. Correct. It's spreading everywhere. There is no safe country. Well, maybe North Korea, because nobody can get into North Korea. But all it takes is one, right? Brian Wilson says, yes, mainstream media and international media has continued to report on cases in Canada. That new case was brought to Canada by government from infected ship. They knew he was positive. Sulolo says, guys, I really don't recommend go to malls and restaurants under this situation unless you have to go. Yeah, it's almost like a terrorist act, you know? They want to instill fear and make people not go out and enjoy their life. But this kind of virus is kind of the same thing. You have to be careful now everywhere you go. Who you sit beside, who you stand beside, who's walking across from you, and it's just so scary. You can't go into like crowded places. You want to go watch a movie, you got to be worried about, like, if you hear somebody coughing in the next row, first thing that comes to your mind is coronavirus. It's automatic now. Before, you used to go anywhere and you hear people coughing, no big deal, right? Now, you hear a cough, you get scared. Laura says, I rarely go anywhere. I stay home. I'm retired. Brian says, Milan, Italy grocery stores and markets are empty. Nation under restrictions. Rush to get supplies. I was posting one earlier that had the video of people lining up in the grocery store. I'm sure in the next few videos I'll be posting they'll be bare shelves. Tia says they are going to do contact tracing of the people who were in close proximity of this woman on the plane. But in my opinion, they should be contacting everyone that was on that plane as it is airborne. But they should have done that to every plane, that was going around. And now it's too late. It's too late. Sure, you can go to this one, but what about all the other flights? Brian says, not just CCP jails, prison, but many millions in concentration camps, gulags, slave labor factory complexes, Apple and Foxconn, human medical experiments, etc., organ harvesting. It's all over. It's all over, son. Laura says, no compassion at all for the sick. Exactly. The world as we know it. Hey, all. Hey, the world as we know it. Welcome. It's been a while, eh? Welcome back, my friend. Sue Lolo says, North Korea is the first and fastest country shut down their border, shut down everything to China. What do they know? Well, sometimes, I don't know if they were ever open to anything before, were they? Brian Wilson says, police video and post. They break into homes and arrest beat people. Whole well towns, villages taken away to death centers and massive caravan of SWAT vehicles circled, put on buses. Yeah, it's just looking like what the Nazis did back in World War II. It's eerily looks so similar. And today the videos of like the lineups in the shopping malls in Italy, it just looks so eerily similar to when we were showing the videos of China. And that is really scary. Because once it gets out to more than one country, then you really start to realize, holy crap, it's coming. And it looks like there is just no way to stop it. Fanny says, I have concert tickets. I tried doing the sell option on the site, but it won't let me finalize it. Concert tickets for what? I tried doing the sell option on the site, but it won't let me finalize it. Fanny, what are you talking about? Sue Lowell says, in my mind, Same as the dictator country. They know each other too well. Yeah, they go hand in hand, right? The only videos we're missing from them is holding each other's hands. You know what I'm saying, Sulolo? Let's see. And by the way, what's the latest anybody's ever heard on Xi Jinping? He's been awfully quiet the last while, hasn't he? I want to do a search and see what's the latest on this guy. I don't even want to call him anything else. I don't want to start using foul language on this channel, you know. But once in a while, when you get really pissed off at somebody. I mean, they have posts and articles on what he's saying, but I haven't really seen pictures of him around or videos of him around since about a week ago when he was in Beijing, showing people, you know, hey, look at me, I'm still doing good. Let me see if this article has any information, and then I'll switch it on over. Brian Wilson says USA Department of State and HHS disobeyed Trump orders and CDC explicit objections and infected over 300 people on plane with over 14 proven positive people out of Japan. Now have to high care quarantine all. No surprise. Sulo. I read a post from a Wuhan doctor. They have orders from their boss. Make fake recover information. Let people leave hospitals because more sick people need beds. Oh, really? That was from an actual Wuhan doctor. That's a pretty reliable source, I'd say. Fanny says, Pearl Jam concert. I don't want to be in an arena now or next month. Yeah, it's not really, even if it's Pearl Jam, still not worth risking your life, right? So when is the concert? The world as we know it says, as far as I've seen, he has been missing in action since his last appearance in China. Yeah, which was about a week ago. That's the last time I seen him. It was about a week ago in Beijing. Brian says, December, many CCP rich elite fled around world. Many in USA. Many stole stuff and hiding on Qinghai Island. Or Qinghai Island, whichever way you want to say it. Sulolo says, another underground news said the outbreak is so bad, the upper level government planning to leave China or hide underground shelters. Of course, it is the most secure place in China. The outbreak is so bad. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Xi Jinping or that other guy, the second in command. He was also up north and not so much in Wuhan. Let's see here. The world as we know it says, seen an interesting video from another YouTuber that private plane travel demand has gone up over 200% since this started. This is coming from Asia. The elites are on the move, LOL. Yeah, they're either in bunkers or not even in the same country. That's probably a given. Fanny says April 6th is the concert. Fanny, where's the concert at? Hit me up after the live stream. I might be able to help you, okay? Let me know. Well, we'll talk about it later, but you know how to get a hold of me. Brian says, yeah, say those doctors' confessions. Said people on oxygen in bed 1 minute, then dressed up for CCP propaganda release. Then the people died. Stated many still alive out in bags and off to crematoriums. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too, Brian. Sue Lolo says, some Wuhan local officers tried to run away from Wuhan, were caught, but the upper level's already out. That would explain that why they're not there anymore, right? Mumphy says YouTube news from the interwebs offers some interesting clips. Can't add link. You'd have to email me the link there, Mumphy. Brian Wilson typo out equals put. Yeah, they put him out. Yeah, I know. Laura Edwards says, isn't Mardi Gras this time of year in New Orleans? Wouldn't want to be at that party. Yeah, I believe that's at the beginning of March, right? Yeah, can you imagine? Again, that's a massive, anywhere where there's a massive amount of people, there is a massive amount of risk. This would not be the year to go to Mardi Gras. But then again, there was a Super Bowl, right? Wasn't that during the whole coronavirus? I don't think people were too worried then because it was still sold out. And then again, next month is going to be March Madness. Stadiums are going to be full. Hockey venues are still packed. So I don't think people here are still as worried as they are in Asia or in Europe. But all it takes is a few more, and you will see declines in stadiums and everywhere else. In Italy, also Sue Lola would know this, they canceled, I think, 4 soccer games today from northern Italy, which is a huge soccer league. The Italian league is one of the top 5 leagues in the world, and they canceled 4 games because of this coronavirus scare. So they're taking precautions the way you should. I think states in Canada should do the same thing, but it has yet to happen. And like I said, hockey games with the Toronto Maple Leafs, they get 20,000 people in an arena every single time they play. So I don't think they're taking it as serious as they should. And again, I think that's got a lot to do with the mainstream media telling people that, it's not as bad as we think. Another problem with MSM, sorry. So let's see what it says. But this just says, how vulnerable is Xi Jinping over coronavirus? In today's China, there are few to hold him to account. Brand People's Republic of China is wobbling, as if the massive picture of Chairman Mao in Tiananmen Square was swaying with an earthquake tremor. But it can only actually fall if pushed from inside. The handling of the coronavirus epidemic is undoubtedly sapping confidence in the Communist Party and its formerly all-conquering General Secretary Xi Jinping. Any country or ruling party would struggle if faced with a similarly massive challenge, exasperated by the great annual domestic migration for Lunar New Year. But the party and its leaders shoulder especially great ambitions of entering a new era created by Xi to realize the Chinese dream of national rejuvenation. National elders selected Xi as leader in 2012 to purge corruption and purify the party. He has replaced most senior officials, including the People's Liberation Army, with those who supported his rise through the provincial ranks in Fujian and Zhejiang. Xi has restructured the party, personalized and centralized power. This isn't really saying what he's going through. It's just, again, showing how much power he has. And I don't really want to brag. It sounds like I'm bragging about the guy, so I don't want to really read that article because it does just sound like a bunch of bragging for the guy. let's continue with everyone's opinions, comments here, and we'll continue from here. Yeah, so guys, as Tia is saying, if you guys like the stream, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the bell, subscribe, and you guys will be notified each and every time I post new videos, okay? I do appreciate each and every one of you, as I said time and time again. I'm not just saying it, I truly do mean it. Sulolo says, all the different group of politics, they're against each other for have more power in China. They play a game. The price is the residents' lives. Yeah, they don't really care at all about residents at all, do they? As noted in the millions of videos showing exactly what's happening over there. Fanny, yes, they've been going hard in New Orleans this week. Oh, that's scary. So there's the, yeah, Mumphy, there's the email address, malakaga@gmail.com. Laura Edwards says Daytona Bike Week. Brian Wilson, Olympics Japan needs to be canceled. And any nation attempting supporting anything at or for CCP China needs to be BDS. Sports is BS bread and circuses panem for debt slave sheep. Need to be canceled. Stuff like the Olympics, I don't know if it's going to be canceled. That's big money, you know. It should. I agree with you. It should be canceled. But another big thing that's even bigger, I think, than the Olympics, is at the same time in the summertime this year is the European Championships for soccer. If you're going to cancel one, you're going to have to cancel the other, right? If you don't cancel one, you're not going to cancel the other one. So that's also a massive, massive event that's going to be happening in the summer. There's two of them, the Summer Olympics and the European Championships in soccer. And there are going to be millions of people at both of those events. So, again, what's going to happen? It's anyone's guess. Sulolo says, the normal rich person can't buy a bed now in hospital of Wuhan. The super rich person took private airplanes, flew away at the very first moment when Corona lost control. Yeah, as I said, even if they have the money, like you said, the normal rich person, they can't buy a bed. The guy was just throwing money away. Like, I have all the money, yet I can't buy anything with it, including the bed. So I'll try to post that video for you guys later so you'll know which one I'm talking about. It's only like a 10-second video. It's a guy throwing all his money away, basically, and kind of laughing about it, kind of losing his mind because he's got the money, yet he can't get what he needs. So what good is money in the end? Especially in China. The world as we know it. Many of the towns in Italy that are under lockdown are reporting that they now have run out of coronavirus testing kits. It's a scary situation. Higado. WHO is a sellout to Winnie the Pooh and his party. Hidalgo, you sound or Higado, you sound Spanish, if I may guess. Welcome to the channel. I think you're new here. I haven't seen your name here before. Welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. All right. 80 Krauser says Tulane University here in Louisiana is supposed to start looking into vaccine. Knowing this state, it will go horribly. Rest in peace, us. They said that even if they do find a vaccine or something, it would take up to a year and a half. So that kind of is pointless as well. The world as we know it. Sorry, the mayor on one of the towns. Oh, mayor of one of the towns in Italy that are under lockdown reported that they have now run out of coronavirus testing kits. Laura Edwards says, very wealthy flew out. Just take a fever reducer, catch a flight. A lot of people were doing that to try to fool the people at the airport that were scanning for the fever. They were getting like a fever reducer, get on the plane, and then once you're off the plane, well, you know, it's too late, right? Fanny's telling Higado at Disney. Sulolo. Now the China government pushed Chinese back to work. If they refuse back to work, they could be fired. Same time themselves delayed very important meetings. What a huge difference. Not only go back to work, but did you see the videos where the CCP go to the people's shops and start breaking the glass and destroying their equipment and whatever else they're trying to sell? So what's that all about? It's a totally backwards way of just living. So backwards. Alex D says, I'm calling it now. They're going to crash the economy and introduce cashless banking system. Well, a lot of people though in China already are using a lot of cashless ways of paying things like WeChat, and I think they also have Apple Pay. But I know that their big thing is WeChat. They can pay everything through WeChat. So a lot of cashless ways of paying already exist in China. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference though right now. Dosing psychedelics as vaccine will take over a year to make. Exactly, that's what I was saying. Welcome to the channel as well, Dosing. I appreciate you joining. The world as we know it. 161 new cases and one death in South Korea. South Korea is just getting nailed. It's started in South Korea as well as Italy. Those are the two big ones that are going to be hit next, as if it hasn't already. Brian Wilson says, because profits before people. Stock market and economy more important than public safety. Simple flu, 1918, killed 40% plus USA and 58% all USA military and support. This virus can and ability kill 75%. Yeah, and maybe even slightly higher than that, actually. Alex has a lot of evidence that it's a bioweapon. A lot of people have been saying the same thing. At first it started off with this whole animal eating stuff, but yeah, I think a lot of it is boiling down to the bioweapon talk. There are many people that agree with you on that one, for sure. Dosing says, Alex D, this is the deep state at work. And Alex agrees. Dosing says, New World Order. Elites are pissed off with the Brexit and Trump economy. It's going to hell in a handbasket, isn't it? The world as we know it. We have met all the criteria for a pandemic. I wonder when the WHO will declare it as such. I'm predicting within a week they will. Well, they should have already, right? So who knows when they will and if they ever will. But even if they do in a week, so what? We've known for a while. How can we be smarter than them? I mean, isn't that the organization? But apparently it looks like they're not much. Brian says, CDC and USA government announced weeks ago there is no valid test. Few have only 20 to 30% effectiveness. Only 3 states have a few anyway. Fact. Alex says, yep, I can already see them blaming Trump for everything once it's widespread in America. Well, I mean, every leader should take precautions before the fact and not after, right? Not just in the U.S., but everywhere. Higado says, the newly constructed hospitals have barred windows and a military medical team. Higado says, masks have sold out in Canada for well over a month. Higado, they've been gone for over a month. Brian says, China made the tests and were proven defective, cheap China crap. USA working to get a source to make kits, but each person needs at least 25 tests in treatment. But you don't develop immunity anyway. Tammy says, hope all stay safe. Tammy, welcome to the channel. I think you're new as well. Appreciate you joining. Don't forget to subscribe. And once again, welcome. Alex says, hey Mava, have you seen the videos of Event 201 where they literally were talking about this scenario before it happened? You can look it up. I have seen that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, very interesting indeed, I would say. Yeah, Tammy, hello. Sulolo, that is why Shanghai number is keeping low, because government make people think everything is under control and push people back to work. Look at South Korea, look at Japan. Shanghai numbers is a joke. If it's part of China, it will be a joke. Those numbers are nowhere near, even the Wuhan numbers. They're all a joke. Brian says, January 29 is a cruel day for Chinese people. The few work startups cause 1/3 minimum affected people and the transportation workers, yet the roadblocks not lifted and food not available. Starvation. January 29th, yes. Higado. North Korea is failing to report cases and mistakenly diagnose it is a common respiratory disease. Brian says, yeah, I was being delicate. The data projections are 90%. Exactly. Yeah, higher than 75. Yep. 80 Krauser. Sony's supposed to have pulled out from some video game conference. Next video game console is gonna be delayed at least. That is a big chunk of money not getting spent. Well, all the big corporations are getting hit hard. Sony, Apple, I mean, even car companies, a lot of companies are getting nailed. That's why the economy is going to crap for everywhere. You know, it doesn't just affect the one country; it's affecting the whole world. Laura says, "I wouldn't blink an eye at bio. Look at history. Gulf War had sarin gas just now been proven." Sulolo says, "And the hero Dr. Nanshan Zhang, he is a microphone of Chinese government. Don't believe him at all." Sulolo, you look like you have a lot of inside information as well as far as the doctors and the people there, like this one here. I think you mentioned another person too. You got some good info. I appreciate it. Brian says, UN WHO is a global criminal money laundering fraud operation like Clinton Foundation. UN WHO is CCP run. Look up old leaders and new guy Marxist politician from Commie Parliament Party in CCP Ethiopia. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, again, anything to do with the CCP and any involvement with them, you know you're not in good hands, right? So, Sue Lolo says Amazon still delivered products from China. Risks even in future. Chinese back to work. Everything back to normal. I think I will worry about made in China for a while. Maybe spray alcohol. There was another video that a guy got a package from Amazon, and the label it came directly from Wuhan. So what he did was, he just poured alcohol on it and burned it right away. Now, I don't know if that was a good idea either, because it was in the middle of the field or wherever his backyard. Wouldn't that be able to spray some kind of particles in the air? I'm not sure. I'm asking. I'm not really positive. The bag looked like it was still sealed shut, though. Porch Lady, good show, thanks. I'm stocked as well as possible, and I hope I pick the best items and next month's rent is paid. Blessings to all. Porch Lady, thank you for joining, and you make sure you take care of yourself. If you do have time, don't forget to subscribe, and take care of the family, and remember, as I always said from the start, don't worry about work, don't worry about, the outside world. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, because in the end, that's all that matters, Those jobs will always go on. Work will always exist. You and your family will not, unfortunately. So do what matters the most and take care of yourself and the family. I've always said that from the start, and I'm never going to change that. Brian Wilson says, North Korea was given to CCP China but by West in Korean War. CCP runs it, and basically hostages of the global intel elite and their CCP. Mao was a Yale man. Rothschilds took China over in their opium wars. Brian, I'm really, really curious where you're getting your information from, because you got a lot of good information. So I'm just curious, where do you get your information from? Did you get it like somewhere on the web, or where? I would really like to get as educated as you are on these subjects, because you do seem to know what you're talking about, and I appreciate each and every sentence that's coming out of you. Sue Lolo, I also saw lots of suicide videos from mainland. People are going crazy and desperate day by day because of lost freedom, because of the blocking and lack of water, lack of foods, or can't afford it. There were some videos that I am not able to post, exactly what you're talking about. People locked up in their homes. Now, a lot of homes, but in Wuhan, are actually buildings. So like condos or apartments here in our side of the world. So there's many floors. So a lot of people, when they get locked from the inside, the way they try to escape is by going out the window in the back, right? And if you're 10, 20 stories up, you're trying to climb from your window to another window of another house so you can get out their front door. A lot of them um, have slipped and fell or just can't reach the window and don't have the energy or whatever. And you see them falling to their death, which is really, really sad. Um, Again, this platform isn't one where I would be able to post those kind of videos because I for sure would get the channel removed for showing, people dying basically, and they are just way too graphic. But there are a lot of those videos around, and unfortunately, that is the reality of what's really happening, and what happens when people get desperate, and there is no other way out. There really is nothing else they can do. So they are literally going crazy because they cannot survive. There, there is no way for them to survive. Brian says, search Mao was a Yale man. Read and read hot links. Understand why things are how they are. Okay, yeah, I'll keep that in mind, definitely. Mao was a Yale man. I will check that out. Thanks a lot, Brian. Porch Lady says, I heard you can put items in a hefty bag and spray Lysol and seal it a while, and that should disinfect your packages. Hope that's true. Sounds logical. Um, I wouldn't even risk it. I would just, get rid of it as best as possible. Sue Lolo says some insiders said at least millions were infected. More than hundreds of thousands died. Some families all died. They're left over. Will take over by government, no doubt. Yeah, everything that belonged to you once you're gone is, if it wasn't already owned by the government, it is 100% owned by the government once you're gone. And it doesn't matter which way you go. As long as you go, then it becomes government property, government ownage, if there is such a word. Porch Lady at Sulolo, heartbroken, yep, for sure. A.D. Krauser, Carol Quigley wrote Tragedy and Hope, A History of the World in Our Time. He was the historian for elite clubs. Very insightful book, as was Anglo-American World Order. Sulolo says, my heart broken. Sometimes make me cry, so powerless. We're basically reliving what happened during World War II, and all the concentration camps and everything. We're basically watching people dying in front of our eyes with us being able to do nothing about it, all because their government won't allow anybody to do anything about it. That's the sad part of the whole thing. This could all be avoided. But if it's got to do with, lessening the population of the world or lessening the population of China, then their mission is being accomplished in droves. The numbers in droves. Cor says, Chantel and I from the Netherlands, I'm her husband. Oh, yeah, I don't think you ever messaged. I think your Chantel was always messaging, right? Welcome, Cor. Saw the live stream half an hour ago, but we pay attention again. Yeah, that's great. And again, if you guys do miss the live stream or any part of it, it'll always be on the channel, so you guys can rewatch it on your own time, right? And the live streams, I try to do them more like a podcast. So in case you guys want to chill and do whatever else you want to do, you don't have to sit in front of the computer or whatever. You guys can just listen to what's happening and anytime post comments or questions you have. Brian says, lifetime researcher, don't do TV, Hollywood, read a lot, research every day, studied history, politics, and followed court cases, etc. Whistleblowers. DHS whistleblower was just murdered last few days. Which one was that? Which whistleblower was that? I know that the doctor, there was one doctor who died 2 days ago, and Dr. Liu died about 2 weeks ago. He was the original whistleblower of this whole thing, and he passed away 2 weeks ago. A lot of people were really, really upset by that and hurt by that. He was the one that should have been the true hero and ends up, passing away, unfortunately. Brian says, CCP January issued order claiming own all property. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all theirs. Sue Lolo says, saddest part is lots of residents still love their government, believe whatever government's saying, because they don't have the real information from outside. They only have resources all from Chinese government, unless they know how to use VPN. It's like, Sulolo, it's like, how to put this? Kind of like an abusive relationship. If you're locked up and your husband or your wife, usually husband, keeps telling you every day, oh, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid, and keeps pounding that in your head, it's like anything. One day you will start to believe it. So it's the same thing with these governments, the CCP, the North Koreans. They tell you what you should believe, what to listen to, what not to listen to, what to do, what not to do. And eventually you'll start to think, hey, you know what? Yes, this is right because this is what I'm supposed to do. It's all a form of brainwashing. And it's working for them, the powers that be, Brian says, information is power. Let that empower you. By the way, allies murdered, genocided more than Germany ever did. Proven. And China and USSR genocided over 30 million. West allowed it and shipped many to them. Again, I wouldn't doubt any of that, Brian. And yeah, as I said from the beginning of the live stream, I don't understand why YouTube would think that a lot of this is fake news, and that's why they wouldn't, let people monetize their channels. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other news channels that are not mainstream on YouTube that have had their videos demonetized. Not just videos showing of what's happening in Wuhan, but also videos of them just explaining what's going on in Wuhan. Much like I'm doing. I know for sure that if I tried to even monetize this live stream, it wouldn't happen. Why? Because the subject is coronavirus. Anything at all to do with coronavirus will not be monetized. So, I don't understand why. I understand that there are some, issues that YouTube will not allow, like shootings and that kind of thing. This is a virus. This is serious. It's affecting everybody worldwide. So again, I just feel sorry for the people that are doing this to do this for their living, to make money, talking about different subjects, and they can't even talk about something so serious, and yet be told, hey, you know what? You can talk about it. You're just not going to get anything for it, which is ridiculous. Sulolo, one government news says now hospitals have empty beds for sickness. On the other side, they built 19 more hospitals at the same time. So ridiculous. Yeah, it's a joke. Not just ridiculous. It's like a joke. A really sick joke. Porch lady, hey, that's my husband. Know your narcissist and heal. Porch lady, yep, I did. Oh, yeah, it's because Tia was saying, yeah, like the stream, smash the like button. Everybody that hasn't done so, please do so. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell icon. You'll be notified each and every time I post a new stream or new videos. I'm trying to do it daily. But they are becoming a little harder to find, these videos from inside Wuhan. But I'm sure, unfortunately, the next few days there's going to be more videos also coming out from Korea, Italy, and Iran, as I have posted 3 of those videos earlier before the stream. It's not getting any better, folks. Sulolo says, not only in China, if parents sending their kids to school learn Mandarin, they will find their kids also brainwashed by the Chinese school teacher. The kids ask to love China, love communists. It's pretty sad, isn't it? What this world is coming to. But China's been like this for a very long time. My question to you, Sulolo, if you want to answer, I know that you're saying in China a lot of kids are being brought up this way. So how do you change it? How do you change it? What can you do to change it, or what can anybody do to change this with the current CCP involved? Is there any way at all you can? The answer is no. You cannot change it. There is no way to change it. If you have this government in control and in power, nothing you can do or say will change what's happening there. Kids will continue to get brainwashed. People and adults will continue to be owned by the government. That's the fact. Unless you know of a way that you can, convince the government of today to change things, let me know, okay? I'll be right by your side, agreeing with everything you say. But I don't have the answer. I hope you do, but I sure as hell don't. Porch Lady, thanks for your support. Yeah, definitely. Porch Lady, thank you very much. Core, me and Chantel are constantly saying to each other that we, the people of all countries, are going to win. We have to experience this shot, and why I really don't know. How are we going to win, Core? Even if we win, how do the people of China win? That's the bigger question. And all the people that have this problem now in their country, how do they win? How do they break out of it? Again, if you have any answers, let me know. Porch Lady, thank you for telling the truth. I liked it on the phone and TV. You got 2 from me. Hey, Porch Lady, thank you very much. ×2. I appreciate it. ×2. Sue Lolo, we are lucky. We live in a real free world. We can say we don't like our president anytime, anywhere. In China, if you dare to do so, you will be taken away and missing. Maybe we'll be back if you're lucky. Yeah, like that King Chen Qiushi or whatever. Brian Wilson, another tool to empowerment and logical removal of irrational fear is preparedness. Normal logical fear is important and good motivator to do what need to do. Simply logical, economically stock up, prepare. Sulolo, bleach style change is the only way of China, and it needs time. Porch Lady agrees with Brian Wilson. Another thumbs up. Porch Lady is just smashing that like button on everybody tonight. Corey says, I think what is happening to us at the right moment, we can have that, we are going to manage that, and we will survive, that's for sure. It's all written in the stars. Positive thinking, positive energy, that's the way to be, Core. Exactly. Brian Wilson, I think they meant in West, even USA. If send kids to those CCP-related centers, the kids get brainwashed, which is why, and also why universities are lacking real value in cultural indoctrination centers. Marl Fox, wish you could fix the aspect ratio in the vids. Marl Fox, I get them as I post them as I get them, so I don't go around fussing with the video too much and everything else. Whatever I get is the way I post it. Some may be stretched. I think I did that a while ago, but the ones that I'm getting now, I am just posting them as I get them, which isn't really. I don't think the aspect ratio is off too much on them, but I may be wrong. I don't know. What are you viewing them on? Are you viewing them on a phone or on a screen, on a monitor? What are you viewing them on? But Marl Fox, yeah, welcome to the channel. I think you're new here as well. All right, guys, we're going to go on for 5 more minutes, and then we're going to call it a night, as I think we're nearing around 2 hours of this. So we'll definitely be back in another couple of evenings. But as usual, I appreciate each and every one of you that came by. Stop by with your comments, questions, concerns, opinions, whatever. That's what we're all here for, right? So, Core says, question from Chantel. There are 3 deaths in Europe now. Should we prepare for Wuhan circumstances? I think you should have been prepared even before the 3 deaths in Europe. Since we heard about the coronavirus, we should have got prepared. As we said, about the masks right from the start. That was the first security measure. So, yeah, we should always be prepared. Definitely. Don't wait until it's too late. Like even now, it's too late to buy masks. And if you do buy them, you're going to be paying 10 times the amount. So you definitely. To answer your question, yes, prepare yourself. The earlier, the better. Sulo says, I still strongly believe there are good people, much more than bad people in this world. Let us do our best to be a good person, especially for what happened now. And Porch Lady agrees. You know what? That's exactly what I keep telling you guys about this stream and you guys that are on here. We're all just positive vibes, you know what I mean? Trying to make each other better. And that's why I say There are a lot of good people out there. And I think each and every one of you have been good. That's why I appreciate it. Every time I keep saying it over and over again, I appreciate each and every one of you. It's true. You guys are awesome. Brian Wilson says, asymmetric, non-conventional warfare, guerrilla tactics, understanding they will be killed by CCP, and think of ways to hurt them more than it hurts them, or mix personal sacrifices, getting creative. Correct, Brian. I'm telling you, you made a lot of good points tonight. And I do hope that you do continue to come onto these live streams and provide this kind of information. You've been nothing but helpful. And so has everybody else. I appreciate each and every one. We're going to call it a night, all right? But give it about another 2 or 3 nights. I will be back. Hopefully, you guys will all be back with me. And again, I just want to say thanks to everybody, all right? I know I'm going to forget people, so I usually don't want to say, thanks, Porch Lady, Brian Wilson, Sue Lolo, Core, everybody here. I want to say thank you to everybody. Fanny and Tia, thanks again for being the moderator for me. I really do appreciate you guys as well. Well, why do I say guys? You're girls, right? Okay, guys, gals, and everything in between. How about that? Thanks a lot for stopping by. We'll be back again in another couple of nights. We'll do it all again. I hope each and every one of you will join me. For now, as always, stay safe. Peace and love to each and every one of you. Stay healthy. Worry about yourself. Worry about the family. That's all that matters in the end. Worry about nothing else. Okay, guys? Mavakaga out.